This week, doing business in the age of the coronavirus. Welcome back and thank you for joining us. Many of you may be joining us from home. There have been a number of regions of our country that have been issued a shelter-in-place order, and we are anticipating one here in California, where our studios are right now, and that could be before the end of the week. So stay tuned in your local authorities. But today I want to talk about how you as a reverse mortgage professional can proceed and still build some momentum in your sales pipeline during the coronavirus pandemic. And one is to keep engaging with those individuals that are already in your pipeline. Someone that you've spoken to before, someone maybe who sent in a card or attended a seminar. And it is actually going to come as a surprise, but a lot of them are going to be happy to hear from you. Maybe not necessarily about the reverse mortgage. So the first thing you want to do is just introduce yourself, who you are, which company you're with, and then ask them before you say anything about the reverse, how are you guys doing? Are you taken care of? Has your family contacted you? Do you have loved ones and friends nearby? And especially for your particular region, you want to have a list of the resources that have been made available for whether it's home meal deliveries or medical services for senior citizens. And a lot of the grocery stores are offering early hours for those that are at risk. That would usually be the elderly or those with health conditions, where they can shop in a smaller group outside of the general public's hours. So have those resources available when you speak to them. What we're looking to do is, one, is to keep some momentum going in our sales pipeline. Number two, just being a good human being and reaching out to these folks, many who may find themselves frightened or scared or at least concerned about the coronavirus. Maybe they're worried about their loved ones. Most of them are over their own health. But we want to show empathy. We also want to show respect. We want to remind them that while we have this crisis, interest rates are still incredibly low. The housing market has not collapsed. In fact, housing values remain steady, if not appreciating moderately, even during the corona pandemic, and that you're there to assist them. Now, when it comes to assisting them, a visit to the home may not be the wisest choice during this particular time, because those over the age of 65 tend to be at a higher risk of suffering complications or worse from the coronavirus. So what can you do? Now, you can use Loom, which is a fantastic tool. We've talked about it a few times here on HECM World, where you can actually show versus tell. Instead of sending that PDF in an email that's 40 pages long and overwhelming, who understands it? Instead, you could use Loom during this time where home visits may not be advisable, and you can show them each page, the loan comparison, the amortization chart, the estimated fees, and what they would net on the reverse mortgage. All these can be explained very clearly using Loom software tool, and it's free. You can store up to a certain number of videos at no cost. Then you simply send that to the individual senior homeowner. Now, if you're using Google Chrome, there is a Loom plugin that I find very valuable, because what it does when you send the Loom video via Google or Gmail, it'll actually embed, if you have the extension, the Loom extension installed in Chrome, it'll actually have a thumbnail of the video, so they'll see that and they're more likely to click on it as well. So again, during this time of the pandemic, don't stop calling your seniors, number one. Number two, make sure you're checking on them and their condition before you start talking about the reverse. Three, have the list of resources that are for seniors in their homes, whether it's meal deliveries or special hours for the grocery store shopping or prescription deliveries. Have those resources available. You want to be an asset to them. And then number four, use a video conferencing tool if you're unable to go to the home, so you can send out this information and engage them. And number five, don't forget to tell them that the interest rate environment is ideal for reverse mortgages today. Even though the Federal Reserve has cut its funds rate to 0 or 0.25, a quarter of a percent, the LIBOR index, while it's not tied directly to it, is incredibly low. So you're going to see significantly more funds available to the senior borrower during this crisis. In the meantime, be safe, follow your local county and state's directives when it comes to sheltering in place or not meeting in large groups. We as Americans will get through this. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, is a quote that keeps coming to mind. Don't act fearfully, act pragmatically, and look to help others. That helps get our fears a little bit more out of focus and focus on someone else's needs instead. Thank you for watching and have a great week. We will be here next week. I may not be shooting from the studio, but we are committed to keeping in contact with each and every one of you during this crisis and, yes, on the other side as well.